Okay, we're back on the mat. It's raining outside here, which makes me not want to do anything, but I'm going to do a nice little Pilates flow, and then I'm going to lift some weights. So this workout's going to be all about just starting to feel your core and really bringing your spine into the alignment that you want it in, controlling your body. So let's lay it all the way down. We'll find our neutral spine to start. I have a hair in my eye. And then we're going to lift our legs up to our tabletop, maintain those shoulder blades flat on the mat, and we can flex the feet. Let's start with alternating, tapping the heels on the mat. So the right heel can tap down, keeping the 90 degree at the knee, but letting the femur move in the hip socket. And then the left heel is going to tap down. Remember your breath. So we're inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling to tap. Exhaling to lift. Inhaling to tap. Exhaling to lift. Thinking about the belly button pulling toward the vertebrae. And also keeping the tips of the shoulders pressing down toward the floor. What's funny is my right foot keeps like twisting. And squeeze the legs together. Let's do both heels together. Inhale to tap. Exhale to lift. Trying to keep the rib cage cemented to the mat. Inhale to tap. Exhale to lift. Inhale to tap. Exhale to lift. Oh, that one was hard for me. One more. Inhale to tap. And exhale to lift. And let's place the feet down. Really cement your neutral spine here and squeeze your core. Inhale your arms up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, tuck the chin into the chest to curl up and gaze towards your thighs. You want to maintain that neutral spine here, but we're doing thoracic flexion. Inhale and lower back down. Exhale, chin into the chest and curl it up. Inhale and lower it back down. We're really not pressing into the feet too much here. They're feeling light on the mat. Exhale, press. Inhale to lower. Uno mas, and we're going into our hundreds. Exhale, press it up. Right leg tabletop, left leg tabletop. Send them long, heels together, toes apart, pat the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3. Remembering to try and keep the head up the whole time. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, you can always bend the legs into tabletop. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3. If you do have to set the head down, that's totally fine because some people get a really tense in their neck. If you have to do that, keep your arms pumping. If you can keep the legs pressed out, that's great. 2 more sets. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3. Last set. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend it in and relax. I'm not going to lie, I totally lost count. Totally lost count. But we were close to 100. I know we at least did the 50, and then it did, I think it rounded out. Whatever it was. You did really well. I'm glad we did that together. Okay, so now that we're done with that, we're going to do some bridging, but we're going to do our bridging in a neutral spine. And anytime I do bridging in a neutral spine, I just like to rotate the feet open. So if they're sits bone distance apart, you pivot your heels out, then your toes out toward the edge of the mat. They should be basically touching the edges of your mat here. So knees are open a little bit. I find that this is just an easier position for me to maintain that neutral, squeeze my belly button, and engage my glutes well. So hands down by the sides. Feel your belly button squeeze to your spine, and exhale and press the whole spine up in one piece. And then inhale and just place it back down, keeping the belly button engaged. Exhale, press up. Inhale and place it back down. Not trying to tilt the pelvis. Exhale, press and lift. Squeezing the tops of the glutes too, and lower it back down. Exhale, press and lift. This should still be a core exercise. And lower down, because it takes the core to maintain that neutral spine. And lower, and remember, it's not about speed, it's about using your breath. And lower. Let's do 2 more here. Exhale, press. And lower. And one more. Exhale, press. And lower it back down. Lovely. Now we're going to bring it back into parallel. And we're going to bring it back into tabletop. Everyone hates this one. I love this one. If you're in neutral spine, you can keep the arms down by the sides, but I want you to try and make sure you're not using your elbows. I prefer cactus arms or even arms all the way up overhead for this. And all we're going to do here is squeeze the legs together, tilt the pelvis, and try and press the knees toward the ceiling, and then bring it back into your neutral spine. Exhale, press and curl. Try not to round the chest up, and lower back down. Exhale, press and curl. Keep it all in the lower half of the body. And neutral. Exhale, press and curl. And neutral. Knees are going up to the ceiling, not closer to you. Exhale, press and curl. And neutral. And one more. Exhale, press and curl. And bring it back into the center and relax. That may feel like you are not moving at all. It really isn't about the legs moving. It's about the pelvis. Think about the pelvis, not the legs. All right, we're going to do some leg circles. Let's do them with our feet glued together, knees glued together. And then you're going to extend your right leg straight up to the ceiling. Your hip bone should be square, and we are in a neutral spine. We're going to inhale and lower the right toe down. Exhale, circle it out wide to the side and back into the center without the hips changing or that left knee moving. And I like to bring hands genie here to make sure we're not using our elbows. Inhale, lower. Exhale, circle around and lift. Inhale, lower, nose itch. Exhale, circle around and center. And one more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, circle around and lift, and let's reverse this. Inhale to open the leg, and then exhale, lower it down. This is where I start to get a pop in my hip and lift. So I'm going to think at that moment of squeezing my core even harder. Inhale to open. Exhale, circle. That helped. And lift. It's also right here because as we open, sometimes we want to let the abdominals dome. Don't let the abdominals dome. Ooh. My left knee got shaky. And one more. Sometimes it helps to put your hands there. It's just the elbows I don't like on the mat. And bend that knee and relax. Woo. That'll warm up the hips and the core right there. All right, let's do the other side. So left, excuse me, I need this foot. Left leg straight up to the ceiling. Make sure that that right knee stays parallel and we stay in our neutral spine. And then lower it down, circle it out to the side, keep that right knee square, and center. And lower, circle out, and center. I had a little pop there. Inhale, lower. In my mind, y'all can hear that in the microphone. I don't know why, but I just feel like you should be able to because it's just so audible in my body. And circle around. And let's reverse. Inhale to open. Exhale to circle down and lift. I don't have the same snapping on the left, and that's just one of those things, you know, really listening to your body, understanding that the two sides will be a little bit different, and open, and that's why we have to work everything, staying very mentally engaged. Whew. Okay, that was it for that side. Now we have to do roll-ups. I want to do roll-ups with feet flat on the floor. So remember, the further your feet are away from you, the easier this is. The closer they are towards you, you have to have a lot of hip flexion here. So we're going to go a nice medium distance. Inhale the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, chin into the chest. Scoop the abdominals and tilt the pelvis. That's going to help me engage the glutes as well to roll it up vertebrae by vertebrae. From here, I'm going to grab holds of the fronts of my knees, especially on the first one, just to sit up really tall and find length in the spine. Then we can release. Exhale, scoop in the abdominals, tilt the pelvis, roll it down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale in neutral. Exhale, chin to the chest. Sometimes I could just zone out on this, tilt the pelvis, squeeze the glutes, roll it up. It's like just a beautiful moment, like in your own body, to just feel everything. Sound like a yoga teacher right now. Inhale. Exhale, scoop the abdominals, but they're both mind-body exercises. You're supposed to be mentally engaged, getting the mental exercise as well as the physical. Inhale. Exhale, chin into the chest, scoop the abdominals, tilt the pelvis, squeeze the glutes, roll it up. Stack it tall. I really like to think about starting from the base here. I don't like to round the chest forward first. I think we get more core engagement if we're nice and tall. And then we start from the tailbone, rolling back onto the pelvis and articulating down vertebrae by vertebrae. Let's do one more. Exhale. You found a toy to tear apart and eat. So happy for you. She doesn't have a collar today. I forgot to put it on. Down, curling down. Stack the spine nice and tall. And inhale. Oh, I'm covering my mic. Exhale, rolling down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Whew. And relax. It just feels nice, you know? That really does. Really quick, we're going to do a TikTok. Not the app, the exercise. And then we're going to flip over onto our bellies today. We're not even going to do anything on our sides. So bring your legs into a tabletop and squeeze them together. I like to definitely start this in tabletop because I think it makes people notice their knees a little bit more than they would their heels. If you still feel like you're not doing the right alignment here, get yourself a yoga block or even like a book and just put it between your knees and hold it there because it will force you to keep those legs glued together. Palms are down and we're gonna go inhale, drop the legs over to the right side. The left hip has to lift. You can turn your head toward the left, keeping that shoulder down, but the hip is reaching. And then exhale and bring it back into the center. So what we don't wanna do, drop the knees to the left, is we don't want to allow the bottom leg to get longer. We want to keep both knees squeezed together. So this right hip is having to really lift and come off of the mat. So we're getting that twist in the waist. And then exhale and come back to center. And I like to do an inhale as we twist. Inhale, twist right. Exhale and center. Inhale, twist left. Exhale and center. One more each side. Inhale, twist right. Exhale and center, and every time in center, you're in neutral spine. Inhale, twist left. Exhale and center, and relax. I've been feeling like I could just wring my spine out and pop it recently, and it's not doing it. I don't know what it is, you know? All right, we're gonna flip it over. There's some fuzz on my mat. We're gonna flip it over onto our bellies. I just like my head to be this way, but you could have just rolled over. I don't know. Ugh. Okay. Really what we're doing down here is all about spine extension, but before we do that, we'll do a little bit of inner thigh. So we're gonna find hands flat on the floor, and you can rest your forehead down on your hands. This keeps your cervical spine in alignment. Then you want your feet, I didn't knock it over. You want your feet to be mat width apart or narrower. The narrower they are, the harder this is to really find good alignment. She wants to paw me to tell me to take the toy, but look, if I go and reach for it, she didn't want me to grab it. So you want to press into the tops of the feet, straighten the knees, which means your quads are going to engage. For my ballerina friends, you do need quad muscles, despite what anyone has told you in your life. Scoop your belly button up and away from the mat. Almost got it. Give it to me. And then we're going to lift both legs up. We're going to go straight into both legs. Inhale, lift both legs. And exhale and lower them down. So keep your belly button lifted. Inhale, lift both legs. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift both legs. Exhale and lower down. Inhale, lift both legs. Hold them there. We're going to squeeze the heels together. We squeeze in and open. I like to do this really slow. The goal here for me is that I don't want us going up and down with our back the whole time. We're trying to keep everything super cemented where it is. Your heels may not touch together like mine are not. My inner thighs are too big. That's okay. That is okay. I'm slightly hyperextended and I got big inner thighs. Squeeze and open, but my spine is staying in alignment. Would you stop pawing me? 2 more. Squeeze, open, squeeze, open, lay it down and relax. You have to give me the toy. That's how this works. She's like, no. All right, so now we're gonna work on our spine extension. We are going to extend the fingers out long overhead. I like pinky fingers down, thumbs up toward the ceiling like you're telling me everything is a-okay. And we're keeping our toes down, belly button is still lifted. From here, your nose is just facing down toward the floor. You're gonna think, I hate the way this sounds when I'm like this. You're gonna think about your shoulder blades squeezing together first. So inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. That brings your biceps by your ears. Then float up from the base of the shoulder blades to lift a little higher, and then exhale and lower back down. Your belly button never came onto the mat. It stayed lifted. So inhale and squeeze. Lift a little higher. Exhale and lower. Inhale and squeeze. Lift higher. Exhale, lower. And once again, this is individual for every single person doing this, how high you're gonna lift. Inhale, squeeze. Lift higher and lower. So once you get biceps by the ears, inhale, squeeze. They stay there. You lift from the base of the shoulder blade. The crown of the head is lifting, but not from the neck. And lower. Let's do one more. Inhale, squeeze. And lift. And lower. Whew. That felt lovely. All right. We are going to just do a quick stretch. That was it. I don't even know how long that was, but I feel nice and warm and engaged in my core. My spine got a little movement, and now I could go do some squats. So, of course, hip flexor stretch. I've had a lot of clients lately, tight backs, tight hips. Hip flexor stretch is where it's at. So we tilt the pelvis under, we drop the chin to the chest. If you don't feel this here, which you may be like a circus acrobat if you don't feel this here. I don't really know. But you can move your front foot forward a little bit more, and you can start to press forward with the hips. That will help lengthen this even more. But really the key here is scooping the abdominals and tilting the pelvis, and then dropping the chin to the sternum. And we can change sides. Whew. Had to go and tuck the pelvis, drop the chin. 5-gallon waters, 3 of them, to refill my water fountain. And a lovely older gentleman stopped in Walmart and asked if I needed help putting them into my buggy. So sweet, but no, I'm very strong. Thank you. The answer will always be no. If you need to do that hinge forward a little bit, you can. Whew. All right. So that was a quick little feel your body, wake it up. I can definitely feel better alignment. My shoulders, core is engaged, and I'm ready to go lift some weights. So, okay. Love you. Bye-bye.